What's happening, everybody? Time for another session on Malt Reviews. As usual, that's Mike.
What's up?
Narby. Today we're doing Talisker 30-year-old, the 2008 edition. And this was a sample that was sent to us all the way from Sweden by one of our subscribers named Bart. So, tack så mycket, Bart. We really appreciate it. It's very generous of you to not only share this with us, but to spend the money for shipping all the way from Sweden to the United States. It's really kind of you. Sorry we haven't done this earlier. I know you sent this to us a while ago, but we haven't tried it yet. We're going to try it now for the first time, and we've never tried the 2008 edition. We did do a review of the Talisker 30, the 2012 edition, and I believe that was bottled at 44.5% ABV. And this one is bottled at 49.5% ABV. So I'm not sure if it's cask strength at 49.5. It very well could be. But either way, it's either at cask strength or very close to it. So without further ado, this has been breathing for about 15-20 minutes. And it's got I would just call it a straight light golden color. Pretty much a gold.
Yeah,
I'd leave it at that.
Traditional gold.
Yeah, it's not dark.
Beautiful.
Suggesting bourbon cask maturation.
Oh,
Yeah,
yes.
could be some sherry in here as well, obviously. On the nose.
Yeah, the last Talisker 30 we did, which was I think a 2012 release, you could totally get the balance of partly bourbon maturation and partly sherry maturation, which was awesome, and it gives them a lot of flexibility over developing the flavors.
This is very lively, and I mean, especially in this kind of a nosing glass too. It just shoots up a ton of like fresh citrus fruits.
Oh yeah.
With just the right amount of peat smoke. It takes you, what I love about this, it takes you right to the ocean. Like you're walking on the beach with that breeze coming through. You're getting, with the ocean breeze. It's got that saltiness.
The essence of Talisker right here.
Yeah, it's the essence of Talisker for sure. And the fruit, the citrus fruits are very candied. So they're very like luscious and sweet citrus fruits. Not sour citrus fruits.
It's phenomenal.
It's very buttery, almost like a vanilla ice cream.
And there's very much that crepe and creme brulee element that we like, that we get from a lot of really well bourbon matured whiskeys. But then still, yeah, with the salt and the little bit of smoke and maritime, and then I'm getting when you get that lemon and that salt and that kind of ocean air feel, then you get the oysters come in and the kippers come in a little bit, but not too salty. Really well balanced with the sweet, but like Narby said, it's all candied. It all has this candied feel over it.
You get a touch of that leather. And I would say what the highlight of this is those sweet citrus fruits and the peat are just so harmonized. Like it's done so well. You could tell that this is not a single cask. They've definitely blended this with different 30-year-old casks to get this kind of balance of that style. Where the 2012 edition was a little bit more balanced in a different way. It had more of like the orange and a little chocolate, where this is more candied lemon and peat, and the other ones, I would say the peat on this is a little bit more as well than the other one.
Yeah, this is more, the other one, the sherry influence came through more, like Narby's saying. This one, it's more bourbon, and it's more the pure essence of Talisker. More the maritime, salt, peat, lemon.
They're slightly different, but on the nose, at least from my memory, from having the Talisker 2012 last time, it's pretty equally enjoyable. It's very hard to say which one I would like better on the nose. It would be like a day-to-day kind of thing. Am I craving this style a little bit more or the different style? At least on the nose, Both the ABVs seem fine to me. It's not like, oh my God, the extra ABV here is really, really helping it out on the nose. They're both incredible on the nose, as to be expected. On the palate?
Yes, sir.
You feel the extra ABV on the palate compared to the 2012 edition. You get a lot more peat on the palate with this 2008 edition. On the nose, it was a little bit more subtle. It's a nice, big, I wouldn't say big, but medium-ish to medium big peat attack. And then, exactly like it was on the nose, you're getting that sweet citrus, the vanilla cream, the crepes, the cereally notes. And a touch of light oak and a little bit of leather.
This is interesting. This one is much more like the Talisker 35, which is very much the essence of Talisker, and very much more bourbony, more salt, lemon oystery, and more peated at the core. And I like that. It mixes it up. Whereas the other Talisker 30, not the old, but the other Talisker 30 that was 2012 release, that was much more sherry influenced and almost an equal balance of bourbon and sherry. This is much more like what you'd expect from Talisker. And in that way, I love it. It's awesome.
Mike, you finish yours, but I just speak for you. It got a little sweeter and fresher with water added to it on the nose, but in terms of flavor profile, I'd stick to the same. I'm gonna try it on the palate with a touch of water.
You know, I like the strength, the 49.5%. It's not that much more than the other Talisker 30. You know, it doesn't burn at all. It's a perfect drinking strength.
That extreme hit of peat is definitely more subtle when lowering this down closer to around 43 to 44% ABV with a little water. And it does get a little fresher and sweeter on the palate as well. But overall, excellent. The flavor profile doesn't really change much. I do think that a drop or two of water probably helps. It's not necessary, but it helps the whiskey a little bit. The finish is lingering with lemon peel, vanilla cream, peat, and that touch of leather. And it just, if I want to dig in, you could maybe get some other subtle things in there, but those are the dominant flavors in there for me.
I would say on that note, yeah, maybe the only complaint would be it's not overly complex. It's not, but the Talisker 30 wasn't either. But the flavors are wonderful. It's super enjoyable.
Yeah, this is very good. How would you score this? I think we both scored the other one 93 or 92. I don't remember. It's somewhere in that range.
I can't remember.
Yeah. How would you score this?
I give it a 92.
That's exactly.
Because it's wonderful, but again, it could use a little bit more complexity.
Yeah. I would say it's around approaching that 93 level on the nose, and it's a closer to a 91 on the palate for me. But overall, excellent whiskey. And Bart, really, really appreciate this. This was awesome of you. You did give us another sample from Master of Malt Bottling, and we'll definitely review that one as well. Appreciate you guys watching. Appreciate you guys commenting and subscribing, obviously. And we'll see you guys soon for another review. Cheers.
Cheers.